All right, so welcome to the Director Welcome and Orientation Call. And welcome to our Cooking Up Success Leadership Team. In the words of Gene Jonas, woohoo! You did it, right? Way to work to achieve your amazing accomplishment and promote to a director and leader. You may not realize this, but you are now in the top 4% of the entire Pampered Chef company. So look at you go and look at you grow. This is amazing. Now that you're a leader, there are a few things that are new to adapt to. So I'm going to send you this document after so you have it, so you don't have to write feverishly. Everything I'm talking about, I will have in the document. But give yourself time to adapt and don't feel like you have to have it all down or be perfect right away. There's no such thing, because you won't. And that's the beauty of stepping into leadership. You have so much room to grow from here. So enjoy the ride. We're going to celebrate your achievement and get ready for greater things to come for you and your team. Let's talk first about the awards you just earned, because sometimes new directors don't even realize what they all got. So you got, if you are a fast track director, you got a $500 bonus. Ooh, I don't see Vicki on here, but let's give it up for Vicki. Woo! Because she just fast tracked, our very first fast tracker. So all of you who have had the sales in the past 3 months, you have to have $1,250 in the past 3 months or $5,000 in sales collectively for the last 3 months, are going to get director boxes of the last season's products. I'll still never forget the time that Jamie, I think it was Jamie Halbert, goes, "Oh my God, I just got a bunch of boxes." And I'm like, "Oh, I totally forgot to tell you. Those are products." Wasn't that you, Jamie? It was so fun, right? So sometimes it's fun when your director doesn't have a brain. All right, and then you get 250 Pampered Chef dollars, and you can save those up, use them for conference, you can use supplies, whatever you want. You get a much bigger paycheck because you're going to get a 3% override on your first line and on your sales. And even when you have a director promote, your first line and their team, you continue to get a 3% override on. Now, something to understand is it makes you nervous, because when you do have if you have a director that promotes underneath you, sometimes that makes you a little bit nervous about hitting your $5,000 in sales. So a couple things to keep in mind. During qualification month of a new director on your new team, and I mention this because it can happen really fast. It just happened to Steph within 1 month. Okay, so the new director's team sales count for your team's $5,000 sales requirement in the qualification month. Okay, once they promote, during the next 3 months following that promotion, the personal team sales requirement for you as the now, like you have a director here, you might be an advanced director if you meet those qualifications, but even if you're not, your team personal sales requirements is reduced to $2,500. Okay, now if by chance this promotion also made you an advanced director, you do still have to have the org sales of $12,000 to keep that advanced director title. There are no there's no like rebuild in that 1,200 or 12,000, sorry. Okay, is that clear as mud? Okay, let me know if there's any questions on that. I thought that was important to remind people, because we're growing so fast that it can happen like within a month or two of you promoting. Now, the next rewards that you're eligible for are seasonal director boxes every season. Again, those minimums apply. $1,250 per month for the 3 months prior, or $5,000 collectively for the 3 months prior. You also get a $10 activity bonus for every single person on your team that's active. Now, that's a fun thing, right? But it's also a little bit of cash for you to play with. That's where we do like your little $10 gift cards for different drawings and things. That's kind of why they do that. Or if you're holding live team meetings, there's some costs, associated with that. So that's what they're trying to do there. Now, if you're fast track, you get a few more things. If you're a fast track director, you're going to get a $500 bonus when you're green as a director team, $5,000 in sales for 3 months in a row. You as the director need $750. Team collectively needs $5,000. Doesn't matter how many are active. That activity part only comes into play to get promoted. Again, fast track only, $1,000 bonus when you promote to advanced director within 6 months of your start date. And then again, fast track only, $1,000 bonus when you're paid at that advanced director title for 3 months in a row. Now, for everybody, no matter when you started, the $3,000 bonus when you fast track others on your team is not just for them, it's for you too, or whoever their recruiter is. I should put that caveat on. It's actually their recruiter. So for example, Steph was the recruiter of Vicki. So Steph is also getting the 500, 500, 1,000, 1,000. And she's our first, and we're going to make her our first awesome example. She's going to go all the way through and get the 3,000. How fun. All right. Then this is down the road a ways for some, but sometimes it can happen fairly fast. So it's worth mentioning. You get a $500 bonus when you have a second generation director promote. Okay, so for example, Steph's my first line, Vicki's my second line. When Vicki promoted, I haven't even looked, I forget about this little bonus, but you get a $500 bonus when, as long as you qualify and are paid at the advanced director level. Okay. You also, when you get into that advanced director spot, you also get a $100 bonus for each green second generation director when you're an advanced director. And you can get up to 3 of those. So there's a maximum of 300. I see in some puzzled looks, people probably didn't even really know about this one, right? And the reason they do that is because when that team becomes a second gen for you, the override drops to half of a percent as an advanced director. So they're just making up for a little bit of that growing, I don't want to call it pain, but it's a little bit of a loss of some income, right? So they're trying to kind of equal that out, okay? And also, it's good to grow deep and wide. So they want to give you rewards for growing deep, okay? All right, so there's a little bit of a shift of responsibilities. Now that you have your own team, you get to lead the way and incentivize your team members. So it's kind of sad. It's a little bit sad. Did anybody get a little bit sad when your name started falling off of those top sales lists and off the 1,000? Well, I leave them on the $1,000 one. But it is a little bit sad, but we got to remember, now it's about them. Now it's about making other people feel special. And you always want to think, what do I do that makes others feel acknowledged and recognized for the contribution they make to the team? So keep that in the back of your mind always. And just don't get too sad. We have some recognition that we'll talk about later for directors, but it is a little bit of a, I don't know, it sucks a little bit at first, just saying. Okay, so the things that we do a green by 15, okay? Because we know people started to get a paycheck, right? And if they're green, they're probably going to stick around. So it's good for the longevity of your team. So now instead of you being green with 150 in sales, this incentive is for your team members. So when you see the green by 15 posts in your team page, a lot of us do a lot of that on our team pages. And if you are still under your director's team page, tag your people. They love it. They love seeing their name. And they might not notice it because you know how Facebook is pretty lousy at notifications. So, and then remember, their name goes into a drawing once for being green by 15, and then twice if their sales are over 500. I do that drawing on Cooking Up Success, and the winner's director is actually the one that sends them either a small product from your stash or a gift card. Some of us, the postage has gone up so much that some of us shifted from doing product to like maybe it's just like a usually $10 gift card, or sometimes something for my stash is actually worth more, but I got it for free, so it doesn't matter. Usually it costs me $10 to mail the darn thing. So something like that. And then a fun thing that we do just to incent activity, like not activity being sales, but to incent business activity, is a lot of us are doing something like hashtag making magic or switching the hashtags each month. And this, again, this is really up to you. But if you're on with your director, this is something that should be paid out by the person who the winner's director. Okay, so you can send them a $10 Amazon gift card. That's what most of us have been doing. Or you can totally choose something different when you start your own team page. If you're tagging on to your director's page for a little while, probably talk to them about how you feel about that. I mean, we can certainly talk about it. Usually the month that someone promotes, I still do it. And then I do the team's awards. And then after that, it's kind of up to you, because the $10 activity bonus is going to you. Okay? Questions about that? All right. So on Belief Builders, I'm going to talk a little bit about my personal page. Now that you're a director, you may want to have your own personal page. But I don't push anybody out either. You're welcome to remain on our page for a while till you get acclimated. And if you choose to do that, maybe for now, start a group message for communication amongst your team members. I've been telling my new directors to do that. I even have my team leaders do that. Just start a private message group so that they can start bonding, cheering each other on, asking questions in that group. Those groups can take a lot of responsibility off of the director even, because they'll start asking the same questions. And what I've noticed is they'll start answering for each other. By the time I see it, I'm like, oh, that question's already answered, cool. And that makes them feel special. Again, how can we make them feel special? When they can give an answer, it makes them feel special. Okay. When you're ready, and even before that, come up with a fun team name, and then make sure I know what it is. But don't feel like just because you have 5 people or 6 people or 10 people on your team, it's not big enough to start your own Facebook group. It's more about when you're ready, because it does take a little bit of time to, make sure you're posting and things on your page. But when you're ready, that team page can really help you build your very own team culture, because we're all different. All right, team collaboration. Our goal as a leadership team is to collaborate and work together to help each other grow as leaders. Sometimes leaders might be asked to volunteer to help with training events, giveaways, or something else where you, your team, and the whole organization will benefit from it. In those times, I just ask that you please step up and volunteer by offering a helping hand. And don't be afraid to do so just because you're new or you feel inadequate or we have those yucky voices in our head telling us we're not good enough, right? Because you are, and we are all here to support and lift each other up. Plus, they love hearing from a variety of people. And I think they even love more so to hear from new leaders, because they can relate to a new leader better than they can relate to someone who's ancient and has been doing this for 13 years. Okay? A few other logistical things are just kind of things to know about. The Directing Above the Line group is our family of leaders for the Cooking Up Success. If you have questions, feel overwhelmed with something, you can always reach out to me or just post it on the group. Sometimes you get a variety of answers, and then you can pick the one that fits you the best. So don't hesitate to ask for help. And then, just try to bop in there and pay attention to posts. I know how Facebook works, and I've had leaders say, gosh, I try to watch that page and I just didn't get a notification. So if it's really important, sometimes I'll tag you. Excuse me. Don't be annoyed by that. It's just that I don't want you to miss out. All right, a few things to know about the collaboration that we do together. And you know this, you've been participants of this, but just to reiterate it, we have a monthly call with our leaders. It is the second Monday, typically, unless there's a holiday in there. It's the second Monday of every month. And we try to do it, what we've done is strategically Mondays, because there's some people that extra people that don't work on Mondays. And then we kind of try to hit nap time, if you want to know the truth on our logic on this. So we do it at 1:30, but that changes. The time can vary sometimes. Like next Monday, we're scheduled to have one, and I have a question to find out, like, does 2 o'clock work? So I'll be throwing that out there because Jessica would really like to be involved in this one, because we're going to talk about 2020 planning. So since she's heading up her own organization, it would be nice for her to be on, and she's got a class. So we're going to see once if we can bop it to 2 o'clock, and that will happen occasionally. But those calls will be recorded in case you work during that time. And what you can expect from these calls in 2020. I'm saying it out loud, so I'm going to have to do it. Oh no, it's a change. But what you can expect from the calls is some special team and director recognition. some specific leader training, and sometimes I'm going to pull in a guest speaker, some top dog from the company, to help us in areas that we feel like our organization could use some help. And then any strategic planning, and just and talking about team times that are coming up. We usually touch on that as well, like what do we need for training. So don't miss it, all right? It's going to get better in 2020. All right, I'm proposing another new thing. I'm just going to throw it out there since we have a big group on, and it's a weekly coffee or weekly cocktails and collaboration call. So here's the thought behind this. Again, something new I'm learning is to get together and just share what is good, what's good that's happening on your teams, and maybe what's challenging that's happening on your teams. So the times and dates are totally to be determined. I wanted to throw it out there, see what your thoughts are, and I'll collect feedback from you either at the end of this call, or I don't want this call to go too long. So we'll get feedback later. And we might switch it up and go like maybe noon one week and a night the other, or something like that. And maybe you guys will all say, weekly meetings? No, we don't want them. I'm here to listen, whatever you guys decide. Okay. All right. So monthly, we have a virtual team meeting, third Monday of every month at 8:30 p.m. Via Zoom. This meeting's for the entire organization, which includes you and your new personal team. We take turns facilitating the meeting, but ask others to volunteer as trainers for the training segments. Please encourage your teams to join. This should be in your first or second call with your new consultants, the importance and the dates of these, because this keeps people connected, even if they aren't in one of the training groups that want more, okay? Quarterly, we're gonna be doing local launches or recipe nights. So our local meetings are going to become much less frequent just because we're not very local anymore. This is going to be shared with the Incredibles. We're going to take turns heading these up. So on the off months so we'll have the launches in February and in August, and then, oh shoot, I don't have the months in front of me. And then in between there, we'll have a recipe night, and the Incredibles will take care of 2 of those meetings a year, and we'll take care of 2 of those meetings a year as far as being like kind of in charge. The off months, we'll have 1 fun night quarterly, and then we'll have one either organization, maybe like a training, or you can take it and do something with your individual teams. So again, that's going to kind of be based on you, your size. Maybe you're going to buddy up with one other director, whatever. We'll figure that out. Opportunity events in the Look and Learn group, we do those once a month. Again, typically those have been on the first Monday. We were holding them after the live event, so around 8:30 p.m. Historically, it's been at 8:30, like I said, but if that needs to change, or if there's not an event that night and you want to do it at noon or 5:30, I don't care. Like if you're in charge, you can switch it around. You just have to market it and make sure you let everybody else know. I've assigned 2 people each month to be in charge of that event. Jamie did a sign up, so I tried to put you on the month that you picked, and then I just buddied people up because it's kind of scary a little bit. It's kind of nice to do that with 2 people and collaborate. So I'll share that later. Your responsibility, if you are in charge, is to clean out the group of posts, market the event about a week before, do either the posting up to a live event or maybe just posting if you want it to just be a virtual event. It's really up to you. You can get creative and do whatever you want for that. We always have a director-bound training series going. This training is for people who are recruiting and have the desire to become a director. This is truly focused on promoting people. They should have a strong show schedule. That's really vital to the success of the participants. So either 8 live cooking shows or 16 virtual parties a month is their goal, and they're getting close to that goal. Or a combo, maybe 8 virtual parties and 4 live parties or something like that. We market it on Cooking Up Success, but it's really best to analyze your team and personally invite them to grow with us through that training. Directors volunteer to train, and if you have participants, it's good to start a group private message for communication, because we don't do a group for that. We found that when we did a group, it kind of let us off the hook as directors, and sometimes we wouldn't engage even if we had people in the group. So I think having the group private message works really well. Weekly one-on-ones with those participants are really vital to help them to promote to director. So talk to your director if you want help with your first participants, if you're nervous about that, because you will have some potential leaders on your team. I mean, if you got 6 people, you probably have one there right now. Director incentives. So we do a few things just for directors. Each month we have you fill out your personal and your team goals. And then each of us does the rewards for this for our first line directors. So the personal sales goals, there are minimums, and the team is 2,500, a minimum. And then the team sales minimum of 6,000. But most people shoot way beyond that. But we put the minimums in place because we want you to have a healthy, strong team, and that really is what it takes. So team recruits, minimum of 2. And for 2020, I think we need to step it up. So we're going to say team recruits, minimum of 4. So you set a goal in each category, and you can earn a $5 gift card for each goal achieved monthly. So that means you can earn $20 a month or $60 a quarter when you meet your goals every month. We need you to get your goals in by around the 7th to help us then come up with our team goals. And I'm just going to challenge you to keep stretching yourself personally, because it's crazy what people have done since they started setting goals. I think we got super consistent on this at the beginning of this year, and you've all seen what has happened. All right, we also have a Director Green Team Raffle. So this is your leader organization. I'm going to continue this with my leader organization all the way down through the 3rd gen. And Jessica, you'll have to decide if this is something you want to do or not. This really varies by where you're at, and we're not all the same. So, but when all of my 3rd generation, all the way through 3rd generation are green, all my teams are green, in any given month, I do a raffle for a $25 gift card. It can be Amazon or your store or restaurant of your choice. When we're all green, 2 months in a row, the gift card moves up to $50, and it will stay at $50 until we have a month that we're not all green, then it drops back down. In the event that we're not 100% green for 1 month, we just start over, $25, and then it moves back up. Sorry, I go off script and then I go back on script and I have no idea where I'm at. All right, so there we go. And the cycle just continues. Hold on a second. Somebody sing or dance. My dog has to go pee. Hold on. Why are you? Oh my gosh.
For the record, I talked to Janelle about the coffee and cocktails idea. Like, we kind of brainstormed that together, and I like super love that idea. I think that'll be really good for us, like just kind of a good energy space to, you know, make each other, hey Janelle, feel good.
Yeah, cool.
Talking about coffee and cocktails and why it's good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just lift each other up. Have somebody that maybe, you know, you really don't ever want to, you know, talk about opportunities, we'll call them, or challenges. Down. You don't want to talk down with those, but we can talk across. We can talk together, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So the next thing is I have another quarterly team recruiting incentive. Again, this is my leader organization down to my 3rd generation, not to leave anyone out. It's just that I can't see what's going on. So our annual organization goal for recruiting is 408 new consultants, and that comes to 102 per quarter or 34 a month. We can do this. When we meet this goal as a team quarterly, each director will get 2 entries per personal recruit and 1 entry per team recruit into a drawing for a $100 gift card. Again, your choice. Amazon, store, restaurant. Everybody loves Amazon. That's usually what we end up doing. But this team goal will be reviewed quarterly, and it may change as deemed necessary, but I'm pretty sure I got her up there high enough this year. No. We met it twice last year, right? And I think we'll meet it I'm pretty sure we're going to meet it this quarter. So it's awesome. All right. And then one last thing that I'm adding for 2020, because we are working really hard and we are going to be an executive team in 2020, right? Did I do that good, Jessica? My coaching, my positive affirmation coach. All right. So we're working to become an executive team, and each of you contribute to that. So since this is a team effort, and reaching this goal will mean we get extra perks with the company. I'll get to know more things and get more training to give to you guys. To reach it, we need 6 green in our 1st gen and 2 green gen leaders, and 2 2nd gen leaders for 2 months in a row. That's how you qualify. You don't just get it when you get 1 month. You have to have 2 months in a row. when we've accomplished this and you have contributed by being a green team, you will be rewarded with a founding Cooking Up Success executive leader. I think I'm going to do a tumbler, but I'm not sure, but some type of fun thing. I thought we'd be fun to have, like, would that be cool? Like, I thought one of those really cool, like, insulated metal mugs that I love and keep with me all the time. So at the end of both months, that's what we're going to get. So you guys want to be part of that founding Cooking Up Success executive leader team. All right. What's next for you as a brand new director? Consider making your own team page or group message and add your team members to it. Create a cover photo for your team that includes your goals. Because for a long time I would set goals, but my team didn't know what they were. And guess what? For a long time we weren't meeting those goals because I wasn't sharing them. We have to share them. We have found this to be so effective. So create a cover photo with that, and then update it at least weekly, and tag all your members if you have time, because it's really nice for them to see if their name's on the board. Let them know if you want any help. Let me know if you want any help and you're not savvy with a picture editing software or something. Me, or your director, whatever. I use Canva. I think it's super easy. I'm not very creative or great with stuff, but I figured it out. So if I can figure it out, pretty much anybody can figure it out.
Just as a side note, you can also use PicMonkey. It's really easy, and Paint is also pretty easy to work with.
Yep. I was just going to say PicMonkey is another one I hear of a lot. It must be pretty easy. Cool. Consider doing a hashtag of the month with your team members once you're on your own team page to generate some fun and really build a strong team culture. You can use hashtag words that reflect what you want your team culture to be. If it's sharing the love, or what are some other words that you guys use? I have not gotten on to changing the hashtag, so anybody have some suggestions?
I use sharing the love, but we've also done making magic. I don't know. Like, we use Disney characters because Disney was the trip this year, but you could use, just anything that you want to use that'll get people's attention.
Cool.
Somebody had a funny one, but I can't remember who that was. Oh, Kayla's is Every Day I'm Hustling. That's a fun one.
Yeah. And that reminds me, when you create your team name, same thing. You really want your team name to reflect the culture you're looking for, right? So I did Cooking Up Success because we want to be successful. Hungry Hustlers is a good indication of that. Okay. All right. So next, you will receive an email invitation to be part of the Rise to Success program. This program is to help you rock out being a director. It's really good. I've gone through it from front to beginning to end once it came out, 6 months or a year ago. Now for the first 2 weeks, you'll receive a daily emails to help you transition and start as a strong leader. So stay on top of those, as you can. And after that, you're going to receive weekly emails for 9 weeks to continue to help you build and grow. Utilize that resource and it will help you be a strong leader. There are check-in calls during that. You're a leader now. So help your leader, because they have a lot on their plate. Schedule those check-in calls with your director. And then they can help you, they can just kind of help solidify some of the things that you're learning in that. Now, this is something I just picked up from one of my friends who's an amazing leader and has some really good word choices. I think the biggest thing to remember is that as a coach, it isn't your job to force people to do things. It's your job to help them discover ways to find the answers on their own. So it's more about finding what drives them to actually participate at whichever level fits them than it is about holding them to some strict guidelines. We want them to actually end up holding themselves accountable. Okay, so that's our job as a leader, and we do not have to train them on everything. We are their coach. The dash is for training. We are to lift and support and help them. Any specific questions that might help any other new leaders that are watching this, listening to this?
I do. Do you guys have like a schedule you make for yourself as a director? Like, so many times a week you check this report and you follow up with these people. I mean, how much I mean, I just realized the other day that I'm not really doing that very much yet. How often do you check in? Is it just is it like a monthly thing? And I mean, like, check in on your reports and check to see where everyone's at, and then following through with those consultants. I mean, I don't want to bug them, but I want them to know I'm here. I don't know. Where's the good balance on that?
Jessica, I'm going to let you take that for a second. I got to let Toby back in, and I'll be right back.
So personally, Tori, I try to check in about once a week. But I mean, that's going to depend on each individual person, because some people aren't going to want that level of support or need that level of support from you. Some people just kind of take it and run with it. So, I mean, for those people, I just try to let them know, like, hey, I'm here. And I still just kind of keep tabs on, you know, where things are at as far as, you know, our team sales and everything. But I'd say, like, as far as people that I'm like regularly coaching, I try to touch base with them once a week. As far as like running reports, I usually do those at the beginning of the month, and then like mid-month, and then like right towards the end of the month. So like right around the 15th, obviously, because you're going to want to know who's green by 15. Like, I'll do that. I mean, and that's not so much a report. I just kind of go through the names, but the beginning of the month, obviously, because you want to update your team on the sales, celebrate, you know, victories and things like that. And then the end of the month, because I want to kind of give them that last encouragement. We're so close. This is where we're at. Like, we can do this. Or if we're already past our goal, I'll be like, I bet we can reach this. You know, kind of try to push them to go beyond their comfort zone.
I think the header, the goal header, has helped me, because I know I need to do it at least once a week. Sometimes you can be almost too much, like you can go in there too much. Now, on the legacy leaders, which I didn't talk about because I don't know how long will be part of that page, but on legacy leaders, and I will continue this then on our page, we talk about just taking that performance tracker and printing it out, and then highlighting with highlighters. And we call this the PP chart, just because we're funny like that. But the goal is to not have so much P on your chart. See that yellow? That yellow means they weren't active. Okay, so it's kind of this has been a really eye-opening experience for me. And then after I'm done with that, that's when I've been sending just a touch point. Just like this month, I basically did tips, like what are the specials? Because we forget, like we're so excited, we're looking for the specials on the first. Like sometime if we're up at midnight, we go look, right? We're crazy like that. But not all of our people are crazy like that. So to just send them something that says, these are the specials this month. This is really exciting. They get 2 in December or something, you know, make whatever. And what I've been doing is I've been sharing that with, I'm starting this. This is new again, the 2020 planning, right? And so I'm going to try to send it to my team, including my directors. And then if they want to use it, they can. They don't, they want to do something different, totally fine. But I'm going to try to do one a week. Just a quick message once a week. I found this app called Reach, and it's free if you only have 8 people on your team. And what it does is you're able to send a message to a group. Like you can set up groups, and then you can send a message, but it actually sends it one at a time, and you can stick their name in and personalize it. If you get over 8 that you want to send to at a time, then you pay, it's $4.99 a month. But it's kind of cool. And I think you probably could make, I don't know if they'll let you. I paid. But you could try it and have them do 2 groups. Like, so you'd be fine until you were up to like 15 or 16 people, maybe. So just a thought. Good question, Tori. I'm not sure I totally have the handle on that one. I'm also trying to work on something that, but this has been a work in progress for years, but where I kind of start thinking about, what do I do for my personal team the first week of the month, the second, the third, the fourth? And what do I do for my organization the first, second, third, fourth? If I ever get a handle on that, I will definitely share it. It just depends if your brain works the same as far as you know, how I lay it out. But any other questions? Or did that answer your question, Tori?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. I was actually thinking another cool follow-up meeting to have would be, what reports do I use now that I'm a director? And if we could record that, that might be kind of cool. What do you guys think about that?
Yes.
Definitely. I think that'd be really helpful.
Okay. Any other questions? Steph, you're new. You got any questions?
I'm just taking it all in.
Okay. How about you, Judith? Taking it all in? Okay. All right, I'm going to